crisis or Hurricane Katrina or something that would disrupt the flow of oil, not for just trying to lower oil and gas prices for political reasons. You're not supposed to do that. So what he's doing is wrong, and it is illegal.
It absolutely is. That's the people's oil.
Right.
That's the American people's oil. And just like you said, Brian, Joe Biden is selling it as fast as possible to lower gas prices just so he can trick people like all of these people back here into voting for Democrats again in November. So he should be impeached for that. You know, I believe he should be impeached for many reasons, but this is just the latest episode, and we can't allow him to get away with it.
Margie Taylor Greene joining us here on the pre-show here in Youngstown, Ohio. Now let's turn our attention to a press conference that you're going to have on Tuesday about a bill that you introduced a couple of weeks ago that actually was one of the reasons why you got swatted. Let's talk about how you're trying to protect, ready for this folks, children. Let's talk about it.
Seems like such a simple concept.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got here, but there's an entire industry that's been developed, and it's genital mutilation of children. And this is where kids under 18, girls as young as 12 years old, are having double mastectomies, teenage girls having hysterectomies, prepubescent boys taking puberty blockers, and it causes chemical castration. These are kids that can't even vote, they can't buy tobacco, they can't get a tattoo, they can't even drive a car yet, many of them, but yet they're making life-altering decisions that are permanent, that will be radically transformative for their entire lives.
Now, we've been talking about this. These are things that you would think are a no-brainer, no matter what side of the political aisle that you're on, but let's talk about some of the people that have co-sponsored this bill with you. There are a few out there that were brave, but there's a lot of cowards out there, conservative cowards, that will not get behind your bill.
Well, unfortunately, some of my Republican colleagues think it's controversial. They think it maybe is a little extreme. But here's what I have to say to my colleagues, Brian, is you know what's controversial, you know what's extreme, is castrating teenage boys. That's extreme. I mean, the very fact that these kids can make these changes to themselves is extreme. That's controversial. The whole industry is controversial. So, you know, I'm putting a lot of pressure on my colleagues. I'm asking them every single day to co-sponsor my bill so that when Republicans take back the House, we can pass it on the House floor and help parents all over the country protect their kids.
Yeah, we need to. And let's just be transparent here. You're not against people transitioning. If they want to do it and they're 21 up in the 20s, that's fine, but not kids.
Absolutely.
It's wrong.
This isn't about anyone's sexuality. It's not about any choices.
And don't you think the left twists that up to make them hate you?
Yes, which is why I was swatted 4 times in
Right.
1 week.
Yeah.
Of course, they spread lies about me. I'm not judging what people do in the bedroom. Brian, really, honestly, I don't want to know what they do in the bedroom.
And you don't care, like most conservatives don't care.
I don't want to know, you know. But it's about kids. This is about kids. But yeah, they attacked me. They wanted me dead. They wanted me killed by police coming to my house in the dark of the night, simply because I'm trying to protect children. But you know what? We're not backing down. There's no way. This is worth fighting for.
Okay, the second thing that we were talking about, and I was explaining to Christina and Vanessa about the taking away the inability to fire administration's previous staff. And I hope I'm phrasing that correctly. Let's talk a little bit about that, because this is something that if you're a business owner, I think you'll be able to relate to what she's about to talk about.
Yes, well, this is a bill that we voted on this week. Of course, you know, Democrats, all they have done in Congress since I've been there is try to destroy all of President Trump's policies and prevent him from being able to do these things when we elect him president in 2024. And, you know, everybody's like, is he running? He hasn't said it yet, but I am in full support of President Trump running again. But you're so lucky. You have some really good ladies here working with you. And I know you had Christina Bob, and she's telling you about Schedule F employees, and that's what you guys were talking about. This was so the President of the United States, which is like the CEO of the executive branch, this is the ability to be able to fire the unelected bureaucrats that never leave the swamp. So I always compare it to like Pirates of the Caribbean. Everybody's seen those movies. The second movie where you saw the pirates and they became the walls of the ship. They were literally part of the ship. That's what these unelected bureaucrats are, and they're controlling our country on and on and on. We have to have the ability to fire them, but Democrats want to take that away. They actually passed that bill this week, and they want to make it a federal law in order to protect these unelected bureaucrat jobs. so they can't get fired in the executive branch.
So this is really for when President Trump gets back in office, you can keep the swamp. The swamp. That's what this is all about. Keeping the swamp, the swamp.
And they said it. They literally said it out loud. Steny Hoyer, who's the majority leader, second in command under Nancy Pelosi, who, by the way, they hate each other. Here's a little inside scoop most people don't know. Nancy Pelosi and Steny Hoyer, like 5,000 years ago, they went to school together. I'm just kidding, not that long ago, but a long time ago.
4,000 years ago. Whatever is that? Yeah.
Anyways, they're kind of enemies, so they stay in office like on and on and on because they don't want the other one to get ahead of the other one. Well, Steny Hoyer said it out loud himself. He said, we have to pass this bill to protect these jobs, to stop these people from being fired. But in reality, it's so that the Democrats can keep people in the executive branch, and so that when President Trump comes back in the White House, that he cannot fire the Biden employees.
That's what this is all about, and I think that's what you saw back in 2016. All the leaks that came out every other week, there was a leak. It's because you had the wrong people in that administration that did not have President Trump's back, and they were simply trying to bring him down. That's what it's all about.
Those were all the Obama holdovers.
Yeah,
that's
holdovers.
where all the leaks came from. And it was also the Republicans that never supported him in the first place. You can never forget that. But yeah, the Obama holdovers, the Obama allies that are employees, and they're still there today, many of them.
Okay, you've often heard me say that she does not take PAC money. Okay, that's true. You do not take PAC money. I hope you don't mind me bringing this up. You do not receive a salary as well. You get a salary, but you've yet to receive one penny. And the reason why I'm saying this right now, and there's people on Twitter that I read yesterday that said, "Oh, you do nothing. You collect a salary and you don't contribute to public policy." This is where we all know that's fake. I want you to explain right now why you do not receive a salary.
Okay, so you guys remember when everyone was forced to wear masks and children were forced to wear masks every single day in school? Some of them are still being forced to wear masks. Well, I decided the only way parents and Americans can stand up against this tyranny, basically forcing them to wear a face covering that was pointless, it did nothing, is I said, you know what, I'm going to refuse to wear a face mask on the House floor. Nancy Pelosi had a rule in place, it's not there anymore, but for a long time she had a rule in place where any member of Congress that stepped on the House floor without a mask, a face mask, is fined $2,500. So I protested it and I stopped wearing my face mask. I have over $100,000 in face mask fines. And so right now, I don't get a salary to be in Congress, but I think it's worth the fight. Because we just have to stand up.
So when you talk about, President Trump, he donated his salary. Essentially, you forgive your salary to prove a point about the mask, just standing up for parents. I think that's amazing. I want you guys to know that you have not received any money for what you're doing. Let's talk about the great state of Georgia. I mean, you convincingly won your primary.
Yes, 70%.
70%, which is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you and Matt Gaetz probably won your primaries with the widest margin of victory in the country.
We did pretty good. What does that tell the Republican consultants and those in Washington, D.C. that
all the experts,
MAGA Republicans or Trump Republicans are not the future of our party? Well, here's the real deal, Brian. It's those rhinos, those consultants, the Bush-Cheney holdovers and diehards. They are the last. They're like dinosaurs. They're dying off. We are the new Republican Party, and we're a reflection of what the people want. We won our primaries really big, and we're just so grateful to our districts.
And of course, you have the general coming up on November 8th, and I'm sure feel pretty confident that you're going to win that. It's because you're representing your district. You're representing the people, and take note of people that may claim that they're MAGA supporters, but then as we get closer to November 8th, they kind of trail away from the president's message, and I think that is actually doing them an injustice, because MAGA will get you elected. The left and the middle will probably not, because the American people want America First policies.
Right. Never forget, it was Mitt Romney when he was running for president. He chased the independent vote, and he lost.
Yeah.
Because he didn't do what the base wanted. And so Republican candidates all over the country, their districts have the right to vote for them. And they need to be a reflection of the people voting for them. And it's not just my district and Matt Gaetz' district, Brian. You know it because you go all over and talk to all these great people everywhere. This is in every state. This is in every district. So
Well,
even the close districts, Republican voters are the same. They want America First policy.
well, I think it's interesting, guys. You can go from state to state, and when Marjorie Taylor Greene walks into an arena, the place erupts. We saw that a few minutes ago. Can you give us a little preview of what you're going to talk about tonight? You are speaking tonight, which is great. And I love the fact that it doesn't matter what state we go to, Marjorie Taylor Greene can be a speaker and bring the House down. Give us a preview of the speech tonight.
Well, and the reason why I'm speaking, the reason why I love to go, no matter what state we're in, is I support President Trump. I support him 100%. I support him completely. And I'm never shy about saying that. I want him back in the White House. I want him to run in 2024. So tonight I'm going to be talking about the difference in the future under Democrats and the future under Republicans, and who controls the Republican Party and who is going to get us there in that future. And so I'll be defining that difference, because the people here in Ohio, they know the difference, Brian. They had jobs under President Trump. They had low taxes because of President Trump. They had American energy independence because of President Trump. And they want it back. And so I'm here tonight to encourage every single person, every voter in Ohio, to vote for Republicans up and down the ballot. Don't you skip one single box. You get in there, you vote 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Be just like the Democrats. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, we're voting Republican, and Ohio's got to get the job done.
I'll leave you with this. The last rally we were at, they kept saying MTG for VP. I heard it a couple of times as you were walking through. What does that make you feel when you hear that?
It's very humbling. It's very humbling. Right now I'm focused on Congress, and we've got to take back the House. But we'll visit those things later.
Yeah, there you go. The great Marjorie Taylor Greene. Best website for that, because like I said, she relies on campaign donations, as small dollars. I mean, you don't take corporate money.
No lobbyists, no corporate PACs. MTGforamerica.com. And that's where people support me.
And of course, you've got that great podcast that you have, and of course, people can watch that as well. I know that at one point we're going to put that on our network and do play around with a little bit, but the best place to catch that podcast.
Oh, MTG Live. It's on my social media, all my social media. You can find it on MTGforamerica.com, and definitely on RSBN soon, because all of RSBN viewers are the best, Brian.
I think we do have the best viewers,
yes,
actually. I think we do. Well, take a look at this crowd behind us, and I'm telling you, they absolutely love you, and I know they've got a whole lot of people waiting to take a picture with you. So it's always a pleasure. The great Marjorie Taylor Greene joining us here in Ohio. They are so cute. Don't you love that?
I love them. Look at the kids down here.
I think it's great when you see kids at a rally, because they're being exposed to America and patriotism and love of country, and it's the greatest thing. And like we've said this before, what does the left do? What kind of rally does the left throw?
Oh, I'll tell you what they do. They take their kids to drag queen shows.
Of course.
And pride parades, and they do gender reveals for 5-year-olds.
Yeah, that's
what the left does with their kids. We don't do that with our kids.
Yeah.
We bring them to a place where we show them how to love every single person, every kind of identity. Doesn't matter what your race is. Everyone's an American. Everyone's equal. And we're here to protect our faith, our family, and our freedoms.
I got to ask you, Herschel Walker, he's in a tight race there in Georgia. A tight race being it's very highly, publicized. What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are, if you know anything about Herschel Walker, he's going to win. Because that's what he did when he played for us for UGA. People don't know a lot about Herschel Walker. He's also a very good businessman. People don't know he's a poultry farmer. That's something else people need to know about Herschel Walker. I just love Herschel, his wife Julie, son Christian, and all of his family. And I think he's going to be a great senator for Georgia.
And I can't let you go without asking about last night, the Texas Youth Summit there in Conroe, Texas. Kristen Collins, what a great event that was. We watched it on the drive from the airport here.
That was so fun. You know what? It was kids aged 16 to like 25. And that's our kids' ages.
Yeah,
you and I both have 3 kids each. That's our children's ages, and they are our future. Those kids are our future. I was thrilled to get to talk to them.
Yeah, that's cool.
Absolutely thrilled to.
That's cool. Well, you're always a joy to talk to, and I'm so glad you're here. And I know you've got some other media that want to talk to you as well. But once again, the website, if you want to donate, is so important to keep candidates like Marjorie in office, because the swamp's coming after her. The rhinos are coming. The rhinos are the one people that you would think that would be on our side. They're actually coming for you.
They may hate me more than the Democrats do.
And that's like the worst kind of hate, because we know the Democrats hate you, but when your people from your own party hate you,
yeah,
You don't know who's doing this to your back right there, right?
Oh yeah, I usually know because they're not only stabbing me in the back, they stab me in the front too.
Yeah, there you go.
But they're the uniparty. That's the uniparty. That's
Yeah.
why things never change in Washington.
Yeah.
But we're beating them. The American people are going to beat them, and I'm just so excited about it.
There you go. Well, thank you for joining us. We always love having you go here, the great
Thank
Margie
you,
Taylor
Brian.
Greene. We can't wait for you to take that stage, and we'll have to get the noise
forward to
meter. It'll probably go through the roof when you step on like it did last
but
time.
nothing like President Trump.
Nothing like
This place is
President
gonna be
Trump.
packed out tonight
Yeah.
for President Trump and all the great candidates here in Ohio.
Wonderful.
JD Vance, everybody. So I'm fired up.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. I'll bring Christina and Vanessa back in here, and I'll step aside and